The Wire is one of my is a really good show. It came on from 2002 to 2008. It lasted about 4 or 5 years, and it's a really good show. The Wire actually is about Baltimore, inner city ghetto, and the show revolves around the lives of the FBI, the LAPD, and then it shows the lives of the underdogs, the poor people. It shows the lives of black African American males in pretty much in the inner city, and a lot of Baltimore is really Maryland is very dangerous place. The crime rate is really high. A lot of African American boys and men are arrested every day. A lot of African American boys and men are killed every day over. So there's a lot of gang violence up there in Baltimore, Maryland. I don't live in Baltimore, but I've been there a few times in my life. And it's very dangerous. Every day you see people get into the fights. You see girls get into fights. There are girl gangs, there are guy gangs, there are drugs. The show basically is about Omar. Omar is a villain. He's very bad. He's the first homosexual black male character on the show, and he's always he's very feared in Baltimore. A lot of people fear him, and that's what the show is mostly about. Every time he walks the street, people whisper Omar, Omar, and they all vanish. And he doesn't say much. He's a very quiet guy, but he's very scared. He's very scary. He's very feared among the black community in Baltimore. And then it shows the mayor, and it shows the FBI undercover cops, and it's basically just most of the time on the show they're basically just harassing the black drug dealers in Baltimore, Maryland. And I've never seen a show so graphic. The show lasted, I have all the seasons on DVD, and it's very good. The show doesn't really start getting good until like seasons two and three. But it's really good. It shows two different sides of the world, the gang life. It shows the cops, how they how they deal with arresting people, and how they have to. It's a pretty good show. Then season four starts. Seasons 4 and 5 is about teenagers, about how teenage boys get into the crime life. We see how I think four innocent boys, black boys who were once innocent, they turn into a life of crime, because they have to have to feed their families. Um, you feel, you have a lot of Duquan. You feel sorry for, but people call him Dookie, and people make fun of him. And a lot of kids, he's poor, he's neglected by his family, he's homeless. He's a black boy about 13 years old, 13, 14, but he's picked on by his peers, and he doesn't have a home. You got Randy. Randy is an orphan, and he doesn't have any family. He keeps going from foster home to foster home, and he doesn't have a family of his own. Then you have Raymond. Raymond is kind of like a sassy black guy. He's angry. He's always trying to get into fights. He's always the boss, but deep down he's a crybaby. I think then Michael is a light skinned guy. He's very quiet and shy, reserved. He acts like a tough guy, but he's really shy. He turns to a life of crime by the end of the series. Raymond becomes a very successful guy. He actually he used to cuss out his teacher. I think his teacher becomes his friend. He starts living with his principal, and he stops selling drugs, and he becomes like a motivational speaker. He changes his life around. His mother his father's in jail, in prison. His mother makes him go out and sell drugs to feed, to support the family. But his mom is very angry. But the show's pretty good. This like we got Raymond, I think not Raymond, but whatever. But like I said, this show is Naaman. Naaman is the guy that become. But like I said, the show basically gives us a scoop into the lives of African American males who in Baltimore, and drug rate is very high, prostitution rate is very high up there. It's very dangerous. You have the suburbs, and then you have the lower part of the town. But the show is very entertaining, very good episodes, very rarely written. A lot of people from Baltimore are very angry about the show. They don't like the show. Um, and I think because it shows Baltimore, Maryland in a negative way, that it portrays African American males in such a negative way. But it's a very good show, and that's what I wanted to say. Mr. J, peace.